Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 45 of the Occasional Bugle podcast. I'm dying.
And I'm getting there.
We just had a whoopsie, but we're good.
What a whoopsie.
Let's get into the news again. So, coming off the back of our last episode, DC has confirmed the DC Fandom online convention event. It will be held August 22nd, starting at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock here.
Yeah.
It takes place over a course of 24 hours. Basically, everything DC coming up will be there. Like games, all the movies, comics, animation, whatever.
Well, I hope Young Justice is there because I need answers on when season 4 is coming out.
I thought I remember seeing Young Justice listed.
Good.
So.
Good, I need answers.
Obviously, I'm most excited about the Batman, but also, obviously I'm most excited about the Batman, but also whatever games they show off. Which, speaking of which, we may have titles for 2 new DC games coming out. So, a company that Warner Brothers uses regularly to register domain names for websites, 2 IPs have been listed for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, which is probably the Rocksteady project, and Gotham Knights, which is probably what WB Montreal is working on, who they did Arkham Origins. Rocksteady did all the other ones.
I kind of like Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, me too, but also at the same time, like, I wish the Suicide Squad was a little bit more low-key.
Yeah, that'd be a lot more fun.
That's something they've done a lot in recent years, is like try to make the Suicide Squad this crazy super team when like that's the exact opposite of what the Suicide Squad is. It's a team of B-listers at most who are supposed to die on their missions.
Right.
So I don't know. Hopefully they manage to make something a little bit more low-key. I've heard that it's going to be kind of a similar model to the Avengers game coming out, which we'll get to momentarily. So for Gotham Knights, I'm hoping that implies like more playable characters in the main story. So like if you can play as Batman, Robin, Nightwing, Batgirl, because the only times we've been able to play as other characters in these games is Arkham City. You can play as Catwoman, but the stuff you can do is kind of limited. And Arkham Knight, you're very limited to when you can play as them. Like you can do combat challenges with Robin and Nightwing, but that's it really. So
yeah, it'd be nice if you could do like co-op with other characters.
Yeah, co-op would be perfect. I'm hoping we get, like, I would love to see them put the Gotham City we see in Arkham Knight and the Arkham City, or the Gotham that's in Arkham Origins, and put them together because they're 2 separate parts of the city.
Okay.
So I'm hoping it's a sequel to Origins and a prequel to Asylum. I imagine it'll be set somewhere in that time frame.
Is it confirmed that it's in the same series?
Well, I would imagine so, because it is WB Montreal, and they've been teasing Court of Owls for a very long time.
Okay.
And there's a lot of Court of Owls Easter eggs in Arkham Origins, so it makes sense for it to be a follow-up to that.
Okay.
Maybe we could see because the Robin you see in all the games is usually Tim Drake, so maybe we can see Jason Todd as Robin.
Because it's going to take place earlier. Okay.
Yeah. And the way it works, I think Jason was taken by the Joker 2 or 3 years before Arkham Asylum. So, yeah. I would like to put, like, even if you just separate all the different characters into different districts in the city, like you can only play as Nightwing in this part or Robin in this part, or you can have some areas where you can like there's some crossover. Whatever they do, I hope they give us something like that.
Yeah, that sounds fun. I've never played them, but
I highly recommend.
yeah, I might see how much they are.
You can get the Return to Arkham bundle. I think it's like $20 for 2 games. So,
that's pretty good.
And it's all the DLC included from those games, so I'd say it's worth it.
Once I catch up on Destiny, that'll be my goal.
You poor soul.
Oh, I'm so behind, but that's besides the point.
So I mentioned this before, but we got a new trailer for the Avengers game from Crystal Dynamics. We finally get to see our main villain, and it's MODOK. I'm so happy about that. I've been waiting to see MODOK in something for years. Hopefully they still do something with him in the movies, but I'm happy he's showing up in something mainstream.
It could be them hinting at it, because normally, like, if they do one thing in their media, they'll do, like, something with that, like, in everything.
Yeah, it could be like a testing ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. The Inhumans seem to be a major focus of this story.
Which is funny, because Inhumans have gotten a lot of hate in, like, the last 5 years.
Probably because their show is bad.
Well, no, because also in the comics, they were, like, hated.
Yeah, it's like, I think like a Terrigen bomb goes off.
When doesn't one go off?
Normally when someone creates a Terrigen bomb, it tends to go off.
Sure.
Miss Marvel.
A-Day.
Yeah, A-Day is the inciting event. Miss Marvel seems to be like the POV character, which I think is really cool. I'm excited.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I'm excited to see someone other than the same crop of characters we've been seeing for over a decade.
Right.
So throw something in there to freshen it up. They haven't told us any of the new heroes they're adding. Like, I know there was like an Ant-Man tease at one point, but like they haven't told us anything. I'm assuming we're gonna get like Hawkeye.
Yeah, I was gonna say we better get Hawkeye, or I'm not gonna buy it.
Probably Black Panther, stuff like that. I would love to play as Doctor Strange, obviously. Yeah, some of the gameplay it still looks a little clunky.
I agree.
But I mean, it's just probably because I'm so used to like the free flow, like Arkham combat system.
Mm-hmm.
Have
you played Spider-Man?
Yeah, I have. That gets as close as you can to Arkham.
Okay.
Like that's a good counterpoint to that.
Okay. Yeah. I'm hoping the graphics get a little bit better too.
Yeah. Some of it still looks a little wonky.
Yeah, and I wasn't very impressed by it. I'm like considering, like, especially like because the cutscene they released, I'm just like, we really can't do like better at this point, like video game wise. I'm like, you guys have a lot of money, like how is it? Just as an example, like Bungie has done better cutscenes, and it's like they produce everything themselves, so they probably have like less money than Marvel and Disney to make cutscenes that like look that good.
Yeah, I mean, parts of this are coming off a little bit lazy to me. Like, namely in terms of just the characters they're using, because it's literally just the movie Avengers.
Except for Hawkeye. It bothers me a little bit, because I'm like, why do you, like, you're so intent with sticking with the same 6, but then you take out Hawkeye all the time.
It was probably just a programming thing, honestly. I don't know.
It's the character I would play as. It really is. Because Captain America's dead. And that's not a spoiler, because that happened in the trailer. The original trailer.
But also, if you think Captain America's going to be dead for the whole game, like, come on.
Oh, no, I agree with you, but I'm just saying, like,
He'll be dead for, like, an hour gameplay-wise, max.
Right.
Like, you'll be able to play as him a lot.
Right. But you still can't play with him for a little bit. Like, they hint that you can't, because he's not in anything. But yeah. Hawkeye's not around. It's Winter Soldier all over again. Where is he?
I'd like to play as Winter Soldier. Just a thought. That'll be fun.
I think they would do that.
Yeah, I'm just excited to see what characters they add to the game because they said all additional characters will be free. Like you won't have to pay for them.
Ooh. But I'm guessing
Which
they're going to be like DLC stories.
I'm sure they'll make you pay for something.
Now, did they say that they're going to like just instead of making like sequel games, they're going to just add stuff?
For the time being, probably, because it's like the way it works is there's a bunch of hub worlds and you go to them and do missions or do whatever mission is there, and like there's hero specific missions. So I'm curious to see how it all plays. I hope it's not like I'd like some linearity to it.
Right.
Like I hate having to like pick what mission to do next. Like I'm perfectly fine with you telling me what to do and just making it really fun to do.
Right.
So, because like Arkham Asylum is the perfect example of that. Like it's you have a lot of opportunity to explore, but like your missions are very clear. And
Right.
there's a clear like direct lineation for all of them.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not used to that because they just give you quests. Like the only game I play, like is Destiny.
yeah, I'm a little sick of open worlds for the time being. But like if you can find like a happy medium between solid gameplay and storytelling, but also open world, go for it.
Right. Like Spider-Man, right? Like isn't Spider-Man like that?
Yeah. Spider-Man, most of the Arkham games get it pretty right. Arkham Knight, it kind of goes a bit too far in the open world direction because there's just like too much going on.
Right.
Because the map is so huge. It's like 4 times the size of the Arkham City map.
Okay.
It's like it all looks great, but it's overwhelming. So
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds overwhelming.
yeah. We got our first footage from the Snyder Cut.
Why am I blanking?
It's the video of Wonder Woman walking up to that mural of Darkseid, and it's like the Jesse Eisenberg monologue over it.
I don't think I've seen it. I actually don't think I've seen it.
I'm sure I sent it to you.
You probably did, and I probably just have a terrible memory because that's true.
Yeah, but the biggest thing for that is it shows like a quick clip from that like flashback sequence, but instead of Steppenwolf, it's Darkseid.
Okay.
So he's the one that invades Earth, which is more interesting, I think.
Yeah, I think that's smarter in a sense.
Yeah, yeah. The only I'm so sick of hearing Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor.
I don't hate him.
I do. It's such a bad take on the character.
Yeah, the only justification for that is that it's his son, not the real Lex Luthor.
But like
Junior.
they said that, but this is the universe's Lex Luthor. We don't know
Right.
anything about his dad, so that cop out, it doesn't work.
Fair.
Like people say that all the time. It's like he's Lex Luthor Jr. It's like, but he's this universe's Lex Luthor.
Right. No, yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
I don't know. I hate that characterization. He's just like this ineffectual idiot. And
I feel like if they would have built up to him, like, oh, you know what would have been good? If in Man of Steel, he, like the same way, like, how T'Chaka dies in Civil War, similar event where they show that
his dad dies.
his dad dies as a result.
Yeah,
I think it would make him a better villain, at least. Be like, oh, this is why he's doing it.
it would give him some actual interesting motivation, I guess. But then at the same time, like him and Batman's motivation would be the same.
Right. Well, then they could work together. They could change the entire movie. I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Yeah, please. And like the thing I hate about that Lex Luthor is like you can never do anything interesting with him now because like he can't become president, which is like my favorite Lex Luthor thing. It's like somehow like after all the bullshit he like runs through with everyone like dogging him at every turn, he still becomes the president. And I think that's really interesting, but you can't do that because this one was in Arkham.
True.
And then they put him in that stupid Gene Hackman suit at the end of Justice League. Ugh. Disgusting.
Say what you
Wonder
will
Woman.
about that scene, but Deathstroke looked amazing.
I don't. Looks aren't enough for me.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I need to see him do something. Wonder Woman was delayed.
Yeah, I saw that.
October 2nd.
Smarter, because that's probably when things will be back open.
Yeah. We'll probably get a trailer. We'll definitely get a trailer at DC Fandom.
Mm-hmm. I feel like their August was ambitious and hopeful more than like this is gonna happen.
Yeah. Which I'm worried about Christopher Nolan's movie.
Tenet.
Yeah, because that's still July 31st.
Yeah, he like refused to push it.
Yeah.
But it's like if theaters aren't open, like it's not happening.
Yeah. Especially New York and LA.
Yeah.
But anyway, J.K. Simmons says he's already filmed his next movie as J. Jonah Jameson.
Yes, did I send that?
You might have.
Because I know I saw it and I was like, oh, maybe I should send it to him. I can't remember if I did.
It's definitely Morbius, right?
I didn't think of that.
Yeah. Like, it's the only one that makes sense to me.
Yeah, well, did they start filming? They already started filming Spider-Man 3, right? So it could even be that.
Yeah, no, that's not filming till next year.
I thought it started, though.
Spider-Man 3?
Yeah.
No.
Could have sworn it did.
We've heard nothing about it. No, I think they said they're aiming for like late this year, early next year.
No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, no, we would have heard something.
Why did I think that started filming?
We would have heard some kind of rumors about it. I'm sure they're still just like punching up the script, if anything.
Right.
Oh, do you have any more minor news before we get into the big boys?
I'm checking right now.
Because I'm saving this last hunk of stuff for a segue.
I don't think I have anything else. Yeah, no, I don't have anything else.
All right. Let's get into the big stuff. Flashpoint.
Oh, baby.
So this all started, one of the producers of the Flash movie, Barbara Muschietti, who's Andy Muschietti's brother or sister. She confirmed via DM that Ray Fisher would have a cameo in the Flash movie.
Cameo, like he's a big part of Flashpoint.
Well, I mean, all the sources I've seen have been reporting cameo, but it could just be like a minor role,
right? Okay.
Which I'm assuming. It was, yeah, underutilized.
Mm-hmm.
It was reported later on that Jeffrey Dean Morgan would be reprising the role of Thomas Wayne, but as Batman.
You know what's funny about that? When he originally came out and said that he'd love to do that, I was like, they're never going to do that in any time soon. So I felt bad because I was like, his dream is never going to come true. Lo and behold, it's going to happen.
Well, then, this is where it gets fucking weird. Then it was reported from Deadline and The Hollywood Reporter, they've got a hell of a strike rate when it comes to news like this. They reported that Michael Keaton would be reprising his role as Batman in Flashpoint. And he would continue to exist in this universe as like a Nick Fury mentor role in a bunch of future projects. One they noted was Batgirl, which I hope to God happens. I would love a Batgirl movie. And he would essentially become this continuity's Batman. But also, I saw that he's essentially replacing Thomas Wayne in the story. So we're maybe not getting Jeffrey Dean Morgan Batman.
I'm so confused. I'm confused if he's replacing Batman. I'm guessing the Batman isn't in the DCEU.
Well, that's another thing. They said that Matt Reeves' Batman is more or less separate from everything, but they still see it as the future of the franchise,
Of the DCU or just the Batman franchise?
of the Batman franchise.
So we're probably not going to get any Batman movies for the DCU anymore, is what I'm hearing.
For the time being, unless they again, this is Flashpoint. They can do whatever they want.
Right.
So it could end with Michael Keaton Batman meeting Robert Pattinson Batman.
True.
Or you could just show like maybe he's running through the Speed Force or something and he's running past a bunch of alternate universes and he sees Robert Pattinson.
True.
So it could be as minor as that or as major as bringing him into the universe.
Also true.
But
They
I've
could
said
even...
this, yeah.
No, you go.
I've said this before. I'd much rather just a solid Batman movie than an okay Batman movie connected to a bigger universe.
I feel that. They could even do, I guess, 2 Batmen in the same universe that he just gets stuck in the past or something. Because, I mean, just like in regard to like the Thomas Wayne role of it, is like recently in the Batman comics, like Thomas Wayne came back and was somehow in the current timeline. So they could always do something like that.
Yeah.
But if they wanted to, accelerate things, that he could just be old man Bruce Wayne, the same way Hank Pym, they accelerated his age. They could do that and just bring in Terry McGinnis early.
That's another thing I heard is that, like, there have been rumblings of Batman Beyond happening. Which, if you could, like, combine The Dark Knight Returns and Batman Beyond, that'd be pretty cool.
What do you mean?
Like, have the old man Batman, but also bring in a new Batman.
Right. Okay. Oh, you're, like, referring to...
Yeah. Which, it makes me sad that Batman v Superman robbed a lot of the stuff from The Dark Knight Returns. Because, like, now we can't really get that story properly. Unless they just want to go ahead and do it with Keaton.
Okay. So, I was thinking Dark Knight Rises this entire time. That's why I was so confused. I was like, are you talking about Joseph Gordon-Levitt taking, like, the new Batman?
I wouldn't mind seeing him again if they're doing Flashpoint. Like, just drop by that universe.
Yeah, right? That'd be nice. Show him in a Robin suit.
Or a Nightwing suit.
True.
And this is the last piece regarding recurring roles. Grace Randolph insists that Ryan Reynolds is reprising the role of Green Lantern in Justice League. But her
Wait, the Snyder Cut Justice League?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not happening. He hates it.
Her scoops are never correct. Ever. And also she blocked me on Twitter, so who cares?
Did she really?
Yeah, because I tweeted at her, "You're bad at your job."
That's
she blocked me.
Mature.
So, anyway. Since we're on the topic of Flashpoint, let's talk about alternate universes.
Did I write Flashpoint down as one of mine?
I have it down as one of mine.
I didn't put it as one.
So DC tends to do them a lot more. They lean on them a lot more, and theirs are a lot more iconic, I'd say.
I agree.
Marvel doesn't really do them as much.
Yeah, they've only kind of recently done it, and that's because I think Secret Wars happened.
Yeah, they've got a couple solid ones, but let's start with Flashpoint. So the basic idea of Flashpoint, for those who don't know, Barry Allen goes back in time to stop his ma from dying. And he creates this like weird alternate universe where everything's just fucked. Like everything's wrong.
Literally.
So basically Bruce Wayne was the one that was shot in the alley.
Nice. Very nice.
Thomas Wayne is Batman, and also he carries guns and murders people. And Martha Wayne becomes that universe's Joker. Superman, instead of being taken in by the Kents, was captured by the government and like hidden in a bunker his whole life.
It made him anorexic.
Yes. Shazam is like 8 kids and he's Captain Thunder.
I want to know how that works. I want to know that story.
Yeah, it surprises me they haven't gone back to this universe as
Yeah,
much, because there's a lot of weird shit in here.
yeah.
Also, maybe Reverse Flash is behind everything.
In the comic or in
In
general?
whatever. Reverse Flash is involved with some bullshit.
Yeah. Because I
But
think ultimately it always comes down to it's the Flash's fault.
yeah, he shouldn't have gone back to save his mom.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, there's a lot of really interesting stuff in this universe. Like Cyborg is working for the government, so he almost fills that Superman role kind of,
Right.
which is really interesting. Deathstroke is a pirate, and he hangs out on a boat with Lex Luthor. Aquaman and Wonder Woman are at war with each other.
All because Wonder Woman killed Mera after Aquaman had an affair with Wonder Woman.
Yes. And Wonder Woman also killed Steve Trevor, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, so it's a lot of weird shit going on, but it's a cool universe.
I agree.
Obviously, the best thing to come out of it is the Thomas Wayne Batman, because he's just a nut. But it's a really cool take on the character.
I agree.
He's not dissimilar from the Ben Affleck Batman.
Yeah.
In tone, they're very similar because they both kill people. Still not over that. Yeah, and the final note on this is this caused the creation of the New 52 for DC.
Rebooted everything.
Yes, it took the old post-crisis continuity and got rid of it and started fresh with DC's New 52, which has some good stuff, but also some
Really
bad
does.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like all the Batman stuff, quality. Superman stuff, not so much.
I loved his suit though. His suit was nice.
I don't like the New 52 Superman suit. It's too, I don't know, they all have that weird like piping throughout the suit to make him look cool and modern.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking of a different suit.
Yeah. It's better than the Rebirth suit. The Rebirth Superman suit, I do not like that suit.
I'm gonna Google them. But continue.
I don't know. I prefer Superman to have the trunks.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I know you do.
it just breaks up the costume. Because like most of the time it's too much blue.
Right.
Like it's just blue all the way down until the boots, and it's a bit much. So I prefer that. And I know it's not for everyone. But you could have like a red belt or something just to break it up.
Yeah, I like the belt.
Like something, but I prefer the trunks.
Yeah, I like the belt a lot more.
There's just something like classic about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen people Photoshop like the trunks onto the Man of Steel suit, and it looks hella good. But I digress.
Yeah, I do have to agree with you though. I like the New 52 better than the Rebirth.
Yeah, the Rebirth is just blue boots, and it looks like he's wearing footy pajamas.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Would you like to take the next one?
Sure.
What would you like to talk about?
Would you like me to start with Marvel or DC?
Could go. My next one's Marvel, but you can go with whatever.
I'll go DC just because I have more, and just
Sure.
get those out of the way. So, Injustice,
Yes.
my favorite alternate universe where Batman and Superman are at war because Superman killed the Joker and is now trying to take over the planet.
Right. Joker tricked Superman into killing Lois.
Yes, because he made Superman think that Lois was Doomsday. So
Yes.
he brought Doomsday into space. It was Lois. Lois was pregnant, so not only did Lois die, little,
Yeah.
little baby John died too. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So Superman snaps, kills the Joker. How does the alternate like Earths come into this?
What do you mean, like the multiverse?
Because I know there's like Earth 2 Superman and shit. Like there's alternate versions of every character, isn't there?
In Injustice?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it's part of the normal multiverse, so it's I think one of the 52 Earths.
Because like there's the
I could be
Joker that
wrong.
dies, but then there's also the second Earth Joker.
Yeah, well, I think that's Earth. I think I don't remember what Earth that's supposed to be, but the way it worked is that they somehow found out about the other Earth, and Superman's like, "What?" He's like, "All right, well, I'm gonna take over that one too." Or no,
That's right.
that's not.
But like,
He
don't they
does
go to the
want.
alternate Earth to get the other Superman who's not evil?
Yes, that I forgot. That's what it was. The Resistance, Batman's people,
Yeah.
they found the multiverse, and then they sent. They didn't send anyone. They took people from it.
Yeah.
So like that's where Joker comes back. And then eventually, the Flash and Cyborg accidentally send Cyborg over, and then they send Superman over, and then that's when Superman does it. But once Superman finds out about it, he's like, I want to take over that world too,
Right.
after like killing their Superman. I
Yeah.
think he also wanted to take his Lois for his own or something like that.
Yeah. You might have.
Meanwhile, he was like in a relationship with Wonder Woman, so I was like, oh, that sucks for her.
Yeah. I think I prefer second game.
Oh, 100%.
Like I like the whole Brainiac story and the Supergirl coming
Right.
to Earth. I think that's a really cool story. I like seeing like how everyone's kind of forced to work together again.
Yeah. Yeah. Even
So
though like we all hate each other,
yeah,
we're just like we're gonna do this for now.
and there's that really cool scene with like the Justice League meeting table, and he like takes the cloth off, and he's like, "Oh,
Yeah. Was there a crack in it? There was a crack in it, right?
I think there was yeah
Yeah, because it's like to symbolize the divide of the league.
symbolism."
Symbolism.
Yeah, who's your go-to to play as an Injustice?
Oh, Green Arrow. Oh no. Well, Green Arrow and Blue Beetle. I rotate.
Injustice 1, I was a Deathstroke man, always with the pirate skin, of course. Injustice 2, I bounced around between Scarecrow, Dr. Fate, and Red Hood.
I didn't get up to Red Hood.
He's DLC.
Yeah, no, I know. I
Yeah.
stopped playing before that because I think we've had this conversation, right?
Wasn't he the first batch of DLC?
He was, but I played it so much that my thumbs started to hurt, and I didn't want to give myself arthritis early, so I just stopped playing.
Right. Yeah,
But
it's the first fighting game I've ever really enjoyed.
yeah, me too.
More so because I just love these characters, but the gameplay is very fun.
Yeah, I definitely think the second one was better, like game wise, than the first
Yeah,
one.
and graphically too, it's a huge step up.
Huge step up.
Like the second one looks amazing.
Yeah, and the gear system.
Yeah, big fan of that. It's the first time I've ever cared about something like that.
Yeah,
Like all the cosmetic stuff too.
yeah, and like I've even said too, I was like, if they could do that for like a Marvel game, like
Yeah,
they could easily do a Civil War video game with that gear system, like just because it's like same concept almost. You have the two important heroes at war, and then you just have side characters that you give gear to. It would.
yeah.
They need to hire us. They need to hire us for ideas. They're
That's another thing I really liked about Injustice 2 is like you get the like I forget what they were called, but like the character skins where it was like you change what character you play as. So with Captain Cold, you can get a Mr. Freeze skin. Flash, you get Reverse Flash.
And Jay Garrick.
Yeah, and as Cyborg, you can play as Grid.
For Green Lantern, you can get John
Stewart. Yeah,
and then I don't know if you can get Guy Gardner.
I don't think so. I wish.
I know for Cheetah you could be Vixen.
Right.
Don't think of others. I don't think you could
Uh,
be Shazam for Black Adam though,
no,
because he
no.
died.
There are a few.
Yeah, I feel like there are definitely more.
And like they all had their own like specific dialogue too, like new voice acting and stuff. It was really cool.
Yeah, the one thing I didn't like though was that I think for Jon Stewart they could have made his constructs different, but I guess that would be too much work.
Also, they added the Ninja Turtles to the game, which is
Yeah,
nuts.
that was
Like
cool.
that's cool. And Hellboy, like, that's awesome.
Yeah, I was playing because my friend had all the characters, and I was playing as the Atom, and I was like, oh, if only like I was still playing, like I would definitely have like the Atom, like I'd play with him.
Yeah. Um, any more thoughts on Injustice? I
No,
know that they have you read any of the comic?
all of it.
I haven't.
I recommend it. I mean, I didn't read it. I watched the comic story and episodes on it. It's a great retelling of it. It makes me want to go read it though, but that's a lot of money.
I know we get some interesting insight. Like we see what happened to Dick Grayson. Detective Chimp shows up, which I'm
Yes.
always in favor of. Constantine shows up.
Yeah, that was an interesting story.
That's cool.
I think that was
And
my least favorite story, but it's still good.
Dick Grayson becomes Deadman, right?
Yeah,
That's cool. That's
and
really cool.
the best part is that because Damien and Batman like hate each other, but like Damien, I don't know, like he doesn't tell because Batman's just like you killed Nightwing, you're the reason he's dead. Meanwhile, like Nightwing's dead man, and Damien knows it, and he doesn't tell Bruce. And I'm like, that would literally repair your relationship. Like, why wouldn't you do that? King Shark and Orca, no, Killer Croc and Orca get married. I'm pretty sure.
It's fun.
Yeah, that's an Injustice 2 comics. That's really fun.
Um, Ultimate Marvel.
That was one of the ones on my list.
So the idea behind it was an alternate universe, an all new like universe for comics for Marvel, created in the early 2000s. I want to say, like very early 2000s. They wanted like a more real world take on the universe. That was kind of like the idea behind the creation was there was so much continuity going on in Marvel at the time that it was hard for a new reader to just jump in. So the idea was you create a new universe and you create that new starting point for readers. Um,
Yeah, because wasn't it they didn't want to reboot everything, but they wanted that starting point, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But the problem was it like every writer on board was like racing to create the ultimate version of every character. And pretty soon it just became as convoluted as the 616 universe in just
Yeah.
less time. So there's a lot of really solid stories in the Ultimate Universe. Like I've read some of the Ultimate Spider-Man. It's probably the best thing to come out of the Ultimate Universe.
Definitely, yeah.
Of course, created Miles Morales, who is
Love him.
now part of the main universe, but we'll get to that. Some of the Fantastic Four is really good. I know Reed is like a villain now.
The Maker.
Yeah, it's really cool. Doctor Doom has goat legs,
I didn't know that.
just fire. Yeah, he has robot goat legs.
Out of all the you have robot legs. Out of all the things you decide, you want to look like a satyr.
Darth Maul did it,
He did a spider.
but then he became a goat.
Yeah. Yeah.
The MCU borrows a lot of stuff from the Ultimate Universe.
Yes, they do.
Like the origin of Hulk, like trying to recreate the super soldier serum. That's from the Ultimates. The Robert Downey Jr. Tony Stark is based heavily on the Ultimate Tony Stark. Nick Fury,
They
which
literally,
the story behind that is really funny because like the way I understand it is like someone just traced a picture of Sam Jackson when drawing Ultimate Nick Fury, and then like they're like now they insist that like, oh no, we worked closely with Sam Jackson to recreate his likeness, but it was like, no, you like traced a picture of him and then gave him the role as compensation.
he's literally said, he's like, I went to a comic book shop and saw myself in a comic book as Nick Fury. And I
Yeah,
think he either got a call from them to play him, or he like called them just to be like, what the
yeah,
hell? And then they were, I don't know how, but he got the role. He's like, well, damn right, I'm taking it. Like, you already
yeah.
made it in my likeness.
Which it's really cool to see that version of Fury is stuck around, and it's essentially like the main world Nick Fury now.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Um, like the I forget what the Shield headquarters is called in the Winter Soldier.
Triskelion?
Yeah, the Triskelion. That's from the Ultimates.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Um, just a lot of stuff. Um, eventually, the universe folded,
With
and
every
just
other one.
yeah, and they just brought all the good stuff into 616.
Mm-hmm.
So
Shoot, I just dropped something. My bad.
unfortunate. A lot of really cool character designs in the Ultimate Universe.
Oh, definitely. I really like Hawkeye's.
Yeah, yeah.
His is
Uh,
nice.
Deadpool's is really cool. Uh, a lot of the X-Men have really cool uniforms.
I have to read him.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Ultimate X-Men. Some of this stuff is a little, eh. But like one thing good that does come out of it, there's like a relationship between Spider-Man and Kitty Pryde, which is nice.
Yes, I remember that.
Are you frozen?
Am I?
I think you're frozen on my screen. Oh, there you are. Okay.
Okay. I just did a little dance, and
Yeah.
now I'm gonna definitely cut that out.
You want to go next?
Sure. Welcome back from being frozen. There, now I know where to cut it. Maybe the Dark Multiverse, which is like its own multiverse. Like,
Okay. Explain this one to me, because it seems confusing.
so basically, there's the regular multiverse, which is like the 52 Earths.
Right.
And then there's the dark multiverse, which is like Earth -1, -2, negative. It's like all. I think it's supposed to. It's just supposed to be bad versions of Earth where everything goes wrong. Not that doesn't happen in the regular ones, but in the dark multiverse, a lot of it has to do with Batman, because that's where the Batman Who Laughs came from. And then Batman normally
Right.
merges with another version of a hero, so like the Flash, Aquaman, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, Cyborg. What was it? And then they started doing a new series called Tales from the Dark Multiverse, and they're all like one shots of stories from the Dark Multiverse that have to do with other characters, not just Batman.
That's cool.
So it's not one Elseworld story; it's a bunch
Right.
that come into the main continuity when they invade.
Interesting.
Yeah, Dark
Yeah,
Knight's Metal though is a ride. It's a lot.
yeah. I've been meaning to look into some of that stuff
I recommend it.
because obviously, like the Batman Who Laughs is showing up everywhere.
Yeah, he's a good villain because it's Bruce Wayne and the Joker. Like,
Yeah.
like what do you do against that?
Next up, I have something I read just recently, which is All-Star Superman.
Mm,
Now, we talked briefly about All-Star Batman 2 episodes ago,
yes.
which we all have our thoughts on. But All-Star Superman was written by Grant Morrison, who I'm a big fan of. Um, it's like it's a one-off story for Superman, but basically he's been exposed to a lethal amount of solar radiation. So his body's like deteriorating over time, and he understands he has these like 12 like feats to accomplish before he dies. Um, it's just this really cool like timeless version of Superman. Like it doesn't try to like do any crazy reinvention for his character. It's just a really solid Superman story. Um, like it reimagines the world, but like Superman is very much the same. Um, all the like iconic characters, like Lois is there, Jimmy Olsen is there. Jimmy Olsen is great in this book because he's this like superstar reporter.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah. He tries on like a bunch of weird outfits. It's a good time. Um, Lex Luthor is being tried for war crimes,
Oh, we love to see it.
and it's really cool to see how he like reacts to like Superman existing and like knowing Superman is dying, and like the whole time he's only focused on killing Superman. Like that's his only focus.
Oh, wow.
And like this is like a perfect version of Lex because like he is always the smartest person in the room. He like builds in there's this one issue, like it's a bunch of collected issues. There's in one issue, Clark Kent goes to interview him in prison, and he shows them this like robot he just made in his cell that like reads audiobooks to him. And then like later on there's a riot in the prison because there's a bunch of, I think like Parasite shows up, and later on you go back to his cell and you find out that the robot's been reading Moby Dick at a frequency high enough to like break through the walls in his cell.
Oh, wow.
So it's really cool. I really love this version of Clark because like Superman's kind of able to change his like physiology, so he kind of gives himself like a double chin and a hunch. So like they look like two different characters.
Smart.
So
So
it's
they
not
look
it's
the same
yeah,
all the other
it's
time.
not just glasses, which I think is such a good idea. And there's a lot of little things like when Clark bumps in, like when he's like doing his Clark Kent thing, like stumbling around and bumping into people, like a lot of the time he's like saving someone. So like he'll like accidentally bump into someone with a gun and like knock it out of their hand and stuff like that. So it's
Nice.
really fun. Bizarro shows up, which I'm always in favor of. Yeah, for anyone interested in just reading like a solid Superman story that's not connected to anything, I highly recommend All Star Superman. So, what do you got?
In the theme of Superman, I was gonna go with another one, but in the theme of Superman, we have Kingdom Come.
Yes, yeah. I don't know a lot about this one. It's one I've been meaning to read for a while, but
Same here, but from what I understand, it's that like Superman kind of gave up. That's kind of what I get from it. Not like gave up, but he was just like, I'm not gonna do Superman anymore because like there were some like newer heroes that were like they were really like anti-heroes. They were like killing people and stuff. So he's like, I can't. He's like, I worked so hard like my entire life to like change this, and he's like, this is my understanding. I could be entirely inaccurate for anyone that's listening. But I know something brings him out of retirement, and then it brings a bunch of other heroes out of retirement as well. So yeah, it seems like it ends wholesomely.
I know Batman runs like a police state in Gotham. He's got
Yeah.
like drones and stuff patrolling, and he's got like that crazy back brace because his body's just fucked. Um, yeah, I love the art. It's Alex Ross who does like that super detailed like painted art.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been meaning to look into that for a while. It's one of those like classic DC stories that everyone kind of needs to read at some point. So
Yeah.
definitely on the list. The last one I have written down is Old Man Logan.
That was actually what I was going to talk about.
I love Old Man Logan. So the idea is it's set in like the far, far future. Wolverine is living in the desert with his family, and he's like a pacifist. And the entire U.S. has been taken over by supervillains.
I think the
And
entire world.
is it the entire world?
I'm pretty sure it's the entire world because there are no heroes left.
Right. I know the U.S. is divided up a
Yes, the
bunch.
U.S. is divided up
Yeah. So
pretty
like
much.
Kingpin has his territory. I think
Magneto.
Did I say Kingpin? Kingpin, Magneto, Doom. I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
Doc Ock maybe.
Red Skull.
And yeah, yeah.
Did you say Red Skull?
No, I
Am I
didn't.
stupid? Okay.
Yeah. The region that Logan lives in is ruled by the Hulk, who's kind of gone crazy from like radiation poisoning, and he has a bunch of incest babies, and they're all like crazy rednecks.
It's really funny.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wolverine hasn't popped his claws in decades, which I don't want to spoil why, but it's fucking grim.
Yeah.
um, he goes on, and basically the whole like premise of the story is he goes on a road trip with old blind Hawkeye to deliver a package in the Spider-Mobile, which is really
I have
awesome.
a slight segue when you finish. That has to do with him.
There's a dinosaur from the Savage Land that gets taken over by the Venom symbiote. And the final showdown with the main villain, who I don't want to spoil, but the final showdown with them is really awesome.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, obviously some of these elements were used in Logan,
Yes.
but it was a far more grounded world. Like they kind of had the idea of like the road trip and the old Wolverine, but it's not Old Man Logan, and they didn't pretend that it was
Right.
its own thing. I think if they were to like adapt this completely as like a series or a movie, if Marvel ever wanted to, it would be insane. It would be
Oh
so
my
cool.
gosh, it would be awesome. Um, so my segue is that, well, do you want to know the Earth number for that one?
What is it?
807,128. But it also houses two other stories, Old Man Hawkeye and Old Man Quill.
Yes, yes.
And Old Man, I think it's Old Man Hawkeye, Old Man Logan, Old Man Quill. And like in the order, like
That's
chronological.
like the continuity order.
Yeah, because what was it? Old Man, is there a bug?
That I said a bug.
Old Man Hawkeye is, yeah, he's losing his eyesight
Right,
in
right.
his story.
Okay.
But yeah, what was it? They're all good stories. I haven't read Old Man Quill yet, but I've watched a comic story of Old Man Logan, and it's
I've
good.
heard good things about Old Man Quill.
So have I. So I really want to read it to finish the Old Man trilogy.
Yeah.
Um, but I read Old Man Hawkeye. I just finished it like 2 months ago. It was really good. But yeah, that is all I have to say about that.
So that's all the ones I have written down. If you want to rattle off some of yours, just rapid fire.
Yeah, whereas Earth 30, Red Sun
Oh,
for
yeah.
DC.
I love that.
It's
Batman in his
when,
little hat.
yeah, and what is it? Superman is his
Superman lands
pod,
in.
the Ukraine, Soviet.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, then there's the Batman Beyond universe, which they've now confirmed is like separate for I think the comics at least,
Right.
which is smart because then they can kind of do whatever they want with the future and not have to worry about the other. There's Deceased, where there's like a weird zombie plague going on. Um, there's the Earth 2 houses the Justice Society, so basically all the old characters
Right.
from whenever, like they are all on Earth 2. Earth 3 is the Crime Syndicate.
Love that. Love Crime
Um,
Syndicate.
yeah, they're pretty cool. It's just evil Justice League.
Yeah.
And that's it for DC. And then for Marvel, the only two I have are Earth 65 with Ghost Spider, because she's just such a popular character. And then that's Gwen Stacy Spider-Man. Peter Parker becomes a lizard. Very weird, very odd, but very interesting. And then Earth 982 for Marvel is the 2099 universe.
Big fan.
Yes, which I always thought was just the future, and then doing my research, I found out it's like its own thing.
Yeah.
So.
Big fan of the 2099.
Same.
That suit is so cool.
Spider-Man 2099 is awesome. The Avengers. Oh, they did an Avengers 2099 for Secret Wars. Yeah.
Well,
it was very interesting.
I'm hoping. Obviously, they teased it at the end of Into the Spider-Verse, but I'm hoping we get more of him in 2 because it's Oscar Isaac, which is so cool. Yeah, because he did the voice at the end of Into the Spider-Verse.
That's amazing. That makes
so I'm
me
really
so
hoping
happy.
we get more of him. Yeah.
But yeah, like Avengers 2099 is it's weird. There's like a weird like rabid Hulk. Hawkeye's like this weird like man bird with like talons for hands and stuff. It's weird. Some of it's weird, some of it's cool. Like Captain America is, I don't know if she's a descendant of Steve Rogers, but she basically is like hypnotized, where like there's a code word that makes her body transform into super buff, and like not like drastically, but just like a little bit. Like she's like toned, and then she just gets muscular. And then she's just like in Captain America mode, and then she can just shut off. I'm trying to think of other characters from that specific one.
Unrelated, but another one I just thought it was Spider-Man Noir.
Oh yes, good one. Very good.
It's a very, very popular one. It's just Spider-Man in the 40s. It's all in black and white. He's basically Batman.
Yeah.
I think like the Vulture ate Uncle Ben.
Yeah. It was
a bit much.
It was a lot, yeah. And then I think Joe Fixit they inserted. Like
Did
the
they?
Hulk.
Because I know that was main continuity for a while.
Okay. Well, they did it for a cartoon, so I don't know if they did it in the comics too.
The whole idea behind Joe Fixit was it was a point where the Hulk's transformation was triggered by sunlight. So he figured if he was just never exposed to sun, he would never have to turn back into Banner. So he got a bunch of big zoot suits and fedoras made and became like an enforcer in Las Vegas.
Oh, Joe Fixit, what a time!
That's a playable skin in the Avengers game.
Yes, I saw.
They confirmed that. Great. So that's so good. That's the only skin I'm going to use. Just everybody's got their crazy, like, super cool armor, and it's just Joe Fixit wearing a fedora.
Yeah, I was going to say, the Hulk doesn't have much. He gets, like, gauntlets at some point, but that's really it.
I know they showed Gladiator Hulk, too.
Yes, I saw that. I think they did World War Hulk or Planet Hulk. One of the two. They did his suit from that and then his suit from Ragnarok.
Yeah, Planet Hulk is when he's like fighting in
in the arena, so it would be Planet
and
Hulk.
World War Hulk is when he comes back.
Right. So I just know I saw armor from that in Ragnarok.
Did they show Ragnarok?
Yeah, the one Gladiator was that because he doesn't have the helmet for Gladiator Hulk in the comics. I think it's just a tiara, if I'm right.
No, he has the helmet. He has the helmet.
Okay, then I'm wrong. I think they had two, though, because I did see, like, different armor on him, so I don't know what that's from.
He has a tiara, like a little princess.
Well, it was more like, the one that I was thinking of, it was, like, more like Wonder Woman's, I think. But I think I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure I'm wrong. So.
I'm excited to see what alternate outfits they want to give us. Because I know they confirmed, like, the original Sin Iron Man suit.
I don't know what that looks like.
The black and gold.
Oh yes, okay, yes. No, I saw that. Yeah, and then it had his space suit, the white one.
Yeah. They showed I think Secret War cap.
I didn't even see Captain America in that trailer.
It was one they revealed a while ago, just like as a separate thing. Which it looks okay. For Black Widow, you see a few different looks for her in the trailer. She has like a turtleneck at one point, which looks kind of cool. Mm-hmm. She has that stupid fucking look at the end where she has goggles on. Looks like an idiot. That looks so bad. That
Her whole character design isn't appealing in my opinion.
like it.
Well, I have to see her without the goggles, like a close up without the goggles, because she did look like Lord Farquaad.
It's like the tactical suit from Justice League. It's like it's pretty good from the neck down, but Batman has goggles for some fucking reason.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Thor. I forget what they showed. They showed.
They showed his street clothes.
Yeah. I forget what the one look at. I think it's like the.
There were a couple for him.
Yeah. Let me look it up because I remember. I'll edit this out. Avengers game skins. Images. Yeah, there's one for Captain America. Yeah, you get that like classic, like Mark One Iron Man suit.
Mm-hmm.
Very classic looking Black Widow. Classic Thor, which looks really cool. He's got the helmet, and a World War II Captain America.
Okay.
I feel like they showed off a few more. There's another one for Miss Marvel where it's just like a big blue T-shirt.
Yeah, I think that's her original, right?
Yeah, but like it doesn't even have the logo on it.
Oh, that's odd.
This is the Thor one I was looking for. Hang on, I forget what run this is from. I would like to see a Bucky cap suit.
That'd be cool. But I feel like if they do that, they're
I-
gonna save it for the Winter Soldier character.
Probably, but also you wouldn't get the shield gameplay out of it. So
That's true.
anyway, if you don't have anything else
I do not.
to touch on, we can wrap this up. Jonathan, where can they find us?
They can find us on Instagram at Occasional Bugle and YouTube at Occasional Bugle.
Yes, you can. Might not be a new episode next week because I will be away, but hopefully something coming down the pipeline real soon.
Yeah.
All about that content. Anyway, until next time.
Peace out.